Ethan Hale had learned one important rule while traveling the outer colonies of the galaxy. If a place smelled like fuel, cheap alcohol, and desperation at the same time, then something interesting was about to happen. The spaceport city of Karos 9 was exactly that kind of place. Ships from 100 species came and went every hour, carrying cargo, secrets, and trouble. Ethan had been here many times before, usually to buy old machine parts or sell repaired engines. He was just a human, nothing special to look at, with worn boots, a simple jacket, and eyes that noticed everything. That evening, the twin suns of Karos 9 were sinking low, turning the metal streets orange. Ethan had finished his work early and was walking toward a small bar near the docking bays. The bar was known for weak drinks, loud music, and people who talked too much. Ethan liked it for that reason. People who talked too much often revealed useful information. As he approached the bar, he noticed a loud argument near the alley beside it. A large alien, tall and wide with blue-gray skin, was leaning against a wall, holding an empty bottle. The alien was clearly drunk. His speech was slow and messy, and he kept waving his arms as if trying to balance himself. Two figures stood a few steps behind him, silent and still. Ethan slowed his steps. Experience told him not to rush into strange scenes, but curiosity pulled him closer. The drunk alien was shouting in broken galactic common. "I tell you, best deal you ever see. Rare ones, very rare," the alien slurred, pointing behind him. Ethan followed the direction of the alien's finger and saw the two figures more clearly. They were alien girls, though girls might not fully describe them. They were young adults by most species standards. Both were slender and slightly taller than Ethan. Their skin shimmered faintly, one with a pale silver tone, the other with a soft violet hue. Their eyes were large and reflective, glowing faintly in the dim light of the alley. They wore simple clothing, clearly not made for comfort but for control. Thin metallic bands circled their wrists. Ethan recognized those instantly. Restraint cuffs, old model but still active. The girls said nothing. They stood close to each other, their posture guarded but calm. Their eyes were not fearful in a loud way. Instead, there was quiet alertness in them, like animals that had learned to watch carefully. Ethan frowned. The drunk alien noticed him and grinned widely. "Human, yes human, you look smart, you want deal." "I don't know," Ethan replied calmly. "Depends on what you're selling." The alien laughed loudly and nearly fell over. "I sell them, two rare beauties. Found them drifting near dead station. No papers, no claims, mine now." Ethan's expression did not change, but his mind was working fast. Illegal trade was common here, but this felt worse than usual. The restraint cuffs meant ownership, not employment. That crossed a line for Ethan. "And what do you want for them?" Ethan asked. The alien squinted at him, trying to focus. "Credits, lots of credits, or drink." He looked down at his empty bottle and then back at Ethan. "I very thirsty." Ethan glanced at the bar entrance just a few meters away. The neon sign flickered. Inside, he could hear laughter and music. "You trade them for a drink?" Ethan asked. The alien nodded eagerly. "Strong one, human drink, burned throat." Ethan paused. This was ridiculous. And dangerous, but also real. He could see how badly the alien wanted the drink. The alien species was known for low alcohol tolerance, and human alcohol hit them hard. Ethan made a decision. "Wait here," he said. The alien laughed. "I not go anywhere." Ethan stepped into the bar. The smell of alcohol and oil hit him immediately. He walked straight to the counter. "1 glass of your strongest," he said. The bartender raised an eyebrow. "For you?" "For someone who won't remember tonight," Ethan replied. Moments later, Ethan returned to the alley with a small glass filled with clear liquid. The drunk alien's eyes lit up. "Yes, yes." Ethan handed him the glass. The alien drank it in one gulp. His face turned darker, then lighter. Then he let out a strange laugh before sliding down the wall and sitting on the ground, completely dazed. "Deal done." the alien muttered weakly. Ethan crouched and carefully removed a small control chip from the alien's belt. The cuffs on the girl's wrists beeped softly and powered down. Ethan stepped back and stood up. "You're free," he said gently. The silver-skinned girl tilted her head slightly. The violet-skinned one narrowed her eyes, studying him. "You're not taking us?" the violet one asked in clear, though accented galactic common. "No," Ethan said. "I don't own people." There was a long silence. "My name is Lyra," the silver-skinned girl said slowly. "This is Myra," Ethan nodded. "I'm Ethan." The drunk alien snored softly behind them. Lyra looked down at the cuffs on her wrists, now inactive. "You traded for us." "I traded to stop him," Ethan replied. "You don't owe me anything." Myra stepped forward slightly. "People always say that. Then they ask for something later." Ethan met her gaze. "I'm not people, I'm me." That seemed to confuse her. "Where will you go now?" Ethan asked. Lyra and Myra exchanged a glance. "We have no ship," Lyra said. "No credits, and others are looking for us." That confirmed Ethan's fear. "Hunters?" "Yes," Myra replied. "Many." Ethan exhaled slowly. Helping them was already risky. Letting them walk away unprotected would be worse. "My ship is docked nearby," Ethan said. "It's not big or fancy, but it's safe. You can stay there until we figure out your next move." "Why?" Lyra asked. Ethan thought for a moment. "Because if I walk away, I won't sleep well, and I like sleeping." That answer made Myra smile faintly for the first time. They followed Ethan through the crowded streets toward the docks. No one paid them much attention. Caro's 9 was full of strange sights. Ethan's ship was a small freighter, old but well-maintained. The name Wayfarer was painted on the side. Inside, it was clean and practical. Lyra walked slowly, observing everything. Myra touched the walls, the seats, the control panels. "You live alone?" Myra asked. "Yes," Ethan replied. "Always, for now." He prepared simple food packets and water. The girls ate cautiously at first, then more eagerly. As they rested, Lyra explained more. Their species was rare and valuable due to their abilities. Lyra was a natural strategist, her mind able to process patterns and outcomes faster than most. Myra was an empath, able to sense emotions and intent. Because of this, they were hunted, sold, and used. Ethan listened quietly, anger growing inside him but controlled. "You're safe here," he said again. That night, as the Wayfarer drifted quietly in its dock, danger was already moving. In the shadows of Caro's 9, word spread quickly. 2 rare aliens had vanished, and someone would come looking. Ethan did not know it yet, but one small decision, one cheap drink, had changed his life forever. The Wayfarer lifted from the dock slowly, its engines humming in a calm, steady rhythm. Ethan guided the ship away from Caro's 9 without drawing attention. He did not file a standard flight path. Instead, he used an old smuggler route that curved through debris fields and signal shadows. It was slower but safer. Inside the ship, Lyra and Myra sat quietly in the common area. They were alert, listening to every sound. Myra's eyes were half closed, as if she were feeling something beyond the walls of the ship. "They are already looking," Myra said softly. Ethan did not look back from the controls. "How close?" "Not close enough," she replied. "But the feeling is strong: greed, anger, fear." Lyra folded her hands together. "Hunters do not like losing prizes." Ethan nodded. "Then we won't make it easy for them." The Wayfarer jumped into faster-than-light travel. The stars stretched into lines, then vanished. During the first day of travel, Ethan focused on flying while the girls rested. He gave them a small cabin to share and made sure the door could be locked from the inside. It was a simple gesture, but it mattered. Lyra noticed everything. The way Ethan checked ship systems twice. The way he avoided unnecessary risks. The way he never stood too close unless invited. These things slowly eased her guarded mind. Myra felt it even more clearly. Ethan's emotions were steady. Concern, yes, but no hunger for control. No hidden desire. That was rare. On the second day, the ship dropped out of faster-than-light near a quiet system with a dead moon. Ethan chose it because there were no active stations and no strong signals. He powered down most systems and let the ship drift. "We rest here," he said. "No one will find us easily." Lyra stepped beside him at the control panel. "If they search patterns, they may still come." "Then we'll be ready," Ethan replied. Myra suddenly stiffened. "Someone is closer than before." Ethan's hand moved instantly. He brought up scanners. At first there was nothing. Then a faint signal appeared at the edge of detection. "Small ship," Ethan muttered. "Fast." Lyra studied the data. "Scout class, they are testing." Ethan smiled slightly. "Good, that means they don't know exactly where we are." He powered up a decoy beacon and launched it toward the far side of the moon. The beacon copied the Wayfarer's signal perfectly. The scout ship followed the false trail. Lyra watched in quiet amazement. "You planned this." "I planned for bad days," Ethan said. "They happen often." That moment changed something. Lyra began to see Ethan not just as a kind human, but as a capable one. The next few days were tense. Ethan kept the ship moving in unpredictable ways, never staying long in one place. Lyra helped by analyzing patterns and suggesting routes that avoided common hunter strategies. Myra warned them when emotions drew near, even before scanners could detect anything. Slowly, the three of them began to move like a team. One evening, while the ship drifted through a silent region of space, Ethan cooked a warm meal using real ingredients instead of packets. The smell filled the ship. Myra smiled. "This feels like home," she said without thinking. She froze, embarrassed. Ethan chuckled softly. "Ships can feel like that." Lyra watched them both. "We were taught humans are dangerous," she said. "Unstable, violent." Ethan shrugged. "Some are, some aren't, same as anyone." "Why help us?" Lyra asked again. Ethan paused. "Because someone should have helped you earlier." That answer stayed with her. The hunters struck on the sixth day. 3 ships appeared at once, jumping in close. They surrounded the Wayfarer before Ethan could escape. Their signals were aggressive and confident. Myra gasped. "They are certain this time." Ethan's jaw tightened. "Then we end it here." He did not fight them directly. Instead, he flew straight toward a dense asteroid cluster. The hunters followed, confident in their numbers. Inside the chaos of spinning rocks, Ethan flew with precision. Lyra guided him, calling out paths seconds before danger appeared. Myra warned him when panic or overconfidence affected the enemy pilots. One hunter ship clipped an asteroid and spun out of control. Another fired blindly and hit its own ally. The lead hunter realized too late that this human was not prey. Ethan triggered a controlled explosion behind them, using discarded fuel cells. The blast scattered debris and disabled the remaining ship's sensors. The Wayfarer escaped. When silence returned, Ethan leaned back in his seat, breathing hard. Lyra placed a steadying hand on the console. Myra rested against the wall, eyes closed. "We survived," Myra whispered. "Yes," Ethan said, "but they'll keep coming." Lyra straightened. "Then we stop running." Ethan looked at her, surprised. "There are groups who protect rare species," Lyra continued. "Hidden networks, they avoid humans." Ethan smiled. "They haven't met the right one yet." For the first time, Lyra smiled fully. The galaxy had noticed them now. Not as victims, but as something far more dangerous to their enemies. The Wayfarer moved quietly through deep space, its lights dimmed and its systems tuned low. Ethan sat at the controls, focused but calm. Behind him, Lyra and Myra watched the stars drift past. They were no longer silent passengers. They were partners. After the fight in the asteroid field, everything had changed. The hunters knew now that chasing this small human ship would not be easy. That gave the trio something valuable: time. Lyra stood near the navigation console, studying a star map filled with hidden routes and forgotten systems. "There is a place," she said, "not marked on public charts, a station built inside a hollowed asteroid. It is used by those who protect rare species." "Will they trust a human?" Ethan asked. "They will not," Lyra answered honestly, "but they may listen." Myra stepped closer to Ethan. "Fear is strong when they think of humans, but curiosity is stronger, and hope." Ethan nodded. "Then we go there." The journey took several days. During that time, the bond between them grew stronger in quiet ways. They shared stories. Ethan spoke about growing up on a small colony world fixing broken machines because no one else could. Lyra spoke of her people's teachings, how strategy was not just about war but about survival. Myra spoke less about her past, but when she did, her words were gentle and deep, filled with emotion. By the time the hidden station appeared on their scanners, they trusted each other completely. The station was invisible at first. Only when Ethan followed Lyra's precise instructions did the asteroid open, revealing a narrow entrance. Defensive systems locked onto the Wayfarer instantly. A voice filled the cockpit. "Unknown vessel, state your purpose." Ethan raised his hand slightly, even though no one could see him. "I'm here to ask for protection for two people who deserve freedom." There was a long pause. "They are with me," Myra added softly, sending calm through her voice. The station allowed them to dock, but armed guards met them at the airlock. They were many species, all alert, all wary. Lyra stepped forward. "We seek sanctuary." The leader of the guards, a tall reptilian alien, studied Ethan coldly. "Humans bring trouble." Ethan met his gaze without fear. "So do hunters. I stopped some of them." That earned attention. Inside the station, the trio told their story, not with drama but with truth. Myra let the leaders feel Ethan's intentions. Lyra explained the tactics they used to survive. Ethan admitted his mistakes and his limits. When they finished, the council was silent. Finally, the reptilian leader spoke. "You may stay, but understand this. If hunters come here, we will defend ourselves first." "That's fair," Ethan said. For a short time, it seemed like peace had come, but the galaxy rarely allowed peace to last. Hunters had followed traces too faint for scanners but clear to those desperate enough. A large fleet gathered quietly, planning one final strike, not just to capture Lyra and Myra, but to make an example of anyone who protected them. Myra felt it hours before the alarm sounded. "They are coming," she whispered. Many, filled with anger. The station went into lockdown, defensive systems powered up. The council prepared for battle, but fear spread. They were hidden, not built for war. Ethan stood before them. "They came for me. Let me draw them away." Lyra shook her head. "You will not face this alone." Myra took Ethan's hand. "We stand together." A plan formed quickly. Risky, bold, very human. Ethan took the Wayfarer out alone, broadcasting a signal that taunted the hunters, drawing them away from the station. The hunters followed eagerly, bloodthirsty and confident in their numbers. What they did not expect was the trap. Lyra guided Ethan into a region of space filled with unstable energy currents. Myra focused, sensing the hunters' fear grow as their confidence broke. Ethan used every trick he knew: false signals, sudden turns, timed bursts. He led the hunters into chaos. Then the station's hidden allies revealed themselves. Ships long hidden, piloted by those who had been saved before. They joined the fight not with brute force but with precision. The hunters fell apart. When the battle ended, silence returned to space. The Wayfarer drifted among wreckage and stars. Back at the station, the council welcomed Ethan, Lyra, and Myra not as guests, but as allies. Word spread quickly across hidden channels. A human had stood against the hunters and won, not by force alone, but by choice, courage, and loyalty. Lyra and Myra were no longer hunted. They were protected. Ethan was offered a place at the station. He considered it, then declined. "There's still work to do," he said. "Out there," Lyra smiled. "Then we will go with you," Myra nodded. "Always." The Wayfarer left the station not as a lonely ship but as the start of a legend. A story told in whispers across the galaxy. A human who paid for a drink and gained something priceless in return.